Folks, today I'm here with a mod that has been out for a long time and is absolute quality. A mod with a dedicated team behind a very dedicated lead developer. I am of course talking about Shogunate, a mod for Crusader Kings 3 that brings you into primarily the Sengoku Jidai of Japanese history, so the Warring States period. As far as Japanese history goes, this warlord period is doubtlessly the best pick for Crusader Kings gameplay, as the country is splintered and various lords are fighting with one another over total control. Now, the mod in itself is extremely interesting and runs like a charm, since its map is a whole lot thinner than the base map, but there are also various excellent submods that could be difficult to navigate, seeing as there are a whole bunch of them and you might not know what they do. In today's video, I will introduce you to the mod itself, but also to what can be further altered with additional mods that may be interesting to you. Shogunate is basically the spiritual successor to CK2's beloved NMIH, otherwise known as Nova Monumenta Japonia Historica. The map of NMIH made it possible for Shogunate to come out and immediately be rather far in its progress, considering that the mod team was able to immediately go and work with a full map. The mod itself is developed by Fun and their team. Fun is a name that you may not remember directly, but they have also developed the extremely popular nameplates, Extended Outliner, and now additionally Biography. All of these mods are excellent, but Fun's main project has been Shogunate and countless hours have been poured into it. The development team is primarily Japan-based, and they have focused on a small number of bookmarks. One of these bookmarks is the Meio Coup of 1493, during which Shogun Ashikaga Yoshiki was ousted in favor of his 12-year-old clan member Ashikage Yoshizumi. This is a rather interesting start date, since it will allow you to, for example, reinstate the disgraced Yoshiki, or you could use the instability to overthrow the old shogunate as a whole. The second primary bookmark is the Day of Fathers in 1534. This bookmark begins on the birthday of Oda Nobunaga, who would go on to shake up the very foundation of Japan forever. As of this start date, of course, all of the important actors of the era of Oda Nobunaga are children. You can either prepare the world for Nobunaga's rampage or try to change history right then and there. Last but very much not least, the third focus bookmark is called Tenka Fubu and is set in 1568. Tenka Fubu is the motto of soon-to-be Shogun Nobunaga Oda and means as much as rule the world by force. Truly a fitting motto for a warlord that had no rivals that could match him. It is in this bookmark that the powerful clans of Japan are poised to jump at each other's throats for the ultimate showdown that would very much define Japanese history. Now, all of these start dates are carefully picked and prepared, but thanks to the integration of NMIH's map, there are many more. Clicking once on the start date option reveals a number of additional start dates, even including the Genpei War of 1180 that saw the two massive clans of the Minamoto and the Taira families clash, ultimately leading to the complete downfall of the latter. On top of that, Shogunate also offers you, well, many other start dates. In true CK2 tradition, the team around Fun implemented all years between 1467 and 1582. So should you truly be interested in a specific character, family or region, you can be very flexible on when to jump in. Now, all of this, while it is a lot of content, is still close enough to the vanilla CK3 experience, I'd say. However, there are various peculiarities to Shogunate that you will not be able to find in vanilla CK3. For example, most of the map follows the same religion, Shinto. Indeed, there is very little religious conflict both in the historical Japan and in this mod in comparison to the great holy wars that you will find in the base game. However, there is a different level of importance to the religion. While all of the warring and fighting is going on during the Sengoku era, there is one continuous fact that people can agree on. The emperor must live, and the emperor must be, well, the emperor. The traditional core of the Japanese world understood Japan to be one country under the emperor. The disagreements in this era came primarily from who should hold the power. In Shogunate, the Yamato family exists as an off-map entity that functions as both the family of the emperors of Japan as well as the heads of the Shinto faith. Now, while all of that is interesting for flavor, I would like to highlight two interesting sections when it comes to the topic of religion. In 1578, you will be able to find Kyushu Tandai Otomo Sorin. Sorin converted to Catholicism thanks to the influence of Jesuit priests and can be our gateway to, well, mixing things up. He is also known under the baptized name as Francisco. While there can be no crusades, a Christian ruler of all of Japan would certainly change the world. On top of that, the Ainu and Nifk faiths exist in the far north of the Isles. They are both held by the tribal inhabitants of the north and can be reformed, making it so that you can change the face of the north and possibly all of Japan forever, should you choose to then do a southward invasion. Additionally, I want to highlight the implementation of Ainu mouth tattoos, the Anchi-piri for women. The team is also working on implementing traditional Japanese clothing, but considering how difficult 3D work is, it is not yet implemented. Now, gameplay-wise, the mod just works. There are era-specific innovations, the map setup, especially for the focus bookmarks I talked about earlier, is done, and gives an interesting and dynamic situation each time. Additionally, you can gain ranks within the imperial court that at this point in Japan's history primarily correspond to influence and power rather than genuine tasks. The higher your rank, the more you can then also delve into the imperial posts that allow you to flaunt your influence while also giving you significant bonuses. You can see the type of bonus by the symbol, and then the quality of the bonuses, so the actual value of the post, by the quality symbols next to it. Becoming a first-class officer, for example, will give you a nice martial and prowess boost, but more importantly, a significant vassal opinion bonus. On top of that, you will also be able to change your name as it was traditionally done if daimyos entered a new stage of their life or achieved a grand and lofty ambition. The aforementioned innovations also, later on into the Sengoku era, allow you to use the Unify Japan casus belli that will push you even further to success, as you, and of course your rivals, will be able to push more aggressively for control. Hell, if you ever weaken or destroy the old shogunate enough, you can then go on to found your own shogunate and proclaim yourself the rightful military governor in the name of the emperor. Now, I did mention various submods for this mod beforehand, and I would like to explain what they do. There is one that I think is utterly mandatory no matter how you feel about the other ones. It is called Shogunate Main Tab. Shogunate Main Tab will give you beautiful Japanese-styled icons that will further immerse you. However, more importantly and probably more extensively, there is the Shogunate Map Alteration mod. Since Shogunate's map was ported from CK2's NMIH, each county only has one holding, the top-level barony. The Map Alteration submod makes it so that various additional baronies are added throughout the map, making the map significantly larger. With this mod, you will be able to properly build up the region of Japan that you call your home, and of course, Japan as a whole simply becomes that much more impressive in this glorious, gigantic form. I also highly recommend to play with the accompanying paper map mod for this changed map, as it makes the map look utterly gorgeous. There may be some bugs as it is difficult to properly maintain a submod as big as this one, but regardless, gameplay on this map is mostly just beautiful and a lot of variety is added. Shogunate as a whole is a working and fully functional mod that comes with beautiful title artwork, thought out bookmarks, mapping, and things such as decisions and men-at-arms. All in all, I highly recommend that you play this mod if you have any interest in Japanese history. You can also join the server of the team behind the mod to ask questions, give them feedback and report bugs. The link is, as always, in the description. Now, what do you think about this mod? Let me know in the comments. I am Bavarian and I would like to thank the members of the channel because we are of course at the end of the video. So thank you dear barons, dear counts and dear dukes. One thing I really want to mention is that in the coming week I will finally be making some member only posts on YouTube. I've thought about this for a long time and yet never got to do it, but we are finally there. We will be doing a member-only streamed multiplayer game in which we roleplay, banter, chat and just have a good time all together. I would like to get that going quite soon as I'm eager to play CK3 multiplayer now that Paradox is in their summer pause. This makes it so that patches are very unlikely and we have a month or even more to just enjoy the current version of the game without anything ever breaking. Ideally, I would like to play this as a persistent save so that we can come back to the same situations again and again. I appreciate all of you, but for now, later, alligator.